I had a dream well before I even met you guys in the company. I had a dream, no joke, that a big streamer had his minions mining for him in the game, and he woke up and he yelled at his community. Do me a favor, can you guys just pick it up a little bit? Okay, less healing, more slashing, more stabbings. More stabbing, please. Because they slacked off and they didn't produce enough gold for him or enough currency. And then all of a sudden, a friend of mine introduced me to you guys. I'm like, this is insane. You guys are actually building something that I dreamt about. So it's a blessing to be a part of the team, man. And this in itself, I said it was just so cool, just talking about building a game together. And that's why I'm so happy that it's now on Twitch and that, you know, community members can join up and be a part of it as well. So yeah.
All right, I'll kick it off. So this is yet another new format. What else is new? So what we're going to be doing today is going to be critiquing the game Leviathan. There are new builds coming out every day. Bugs are getting fixed. New features are being added. After every new feature being added, there's like 3 more bugs that come up. So we play the game, and then after each game, we do a critique. So we've been doing this for months now. And we feel like we've gotten it to a place where we can now add streamers. So Dreezy and Ryan have started streaming the game, and they're starting to bring in other community members. We're at a place where we can at least have a foundation of a game. This is like basically a starting off point. But what we found in the company is that having these debrief meetings, the conversations that come out of it are very valuable and informative. And we decided it'd be good to build a community and to also provide content for the streamers and the audience of how a discussion of critiquing a game looks like. What do the real devs who really work on it talk about? And so what I'd like to do today is play the Leviathan once or twice, maybe. I'll have everyone join and then play it so we're all on the same page. There's a new build that came out, and then go on to Discord and really lay out what we liked, what we didn't like, being honest about it, and delivering content to the viewers on YouTube, viewers on Twitch, that is really unique to this space. All right, new game. Let's do time attack of 10 minutes, and we'll do Hell Pack Sorcerer. All right, 12 players. All right, let's do this. Let's go to the middle of the map right here. Let's go right here, guys. Everyone right here. Assemble. And then from here, we shall reconvene. All right. So you guys, everyone's coming up this mountain pass. I love how they're now having to go through different terrain. All right. Everyone's here. All right. Let's split up. We have 2 groups. Oh, we have another person at, hey, me. You can go conquer this base. It's going to be free. Now, you 3. Split up again. Let's, you guys, let's go and hit that base. Now, I clicked on the base on the map, and these guys are, I believe, going to said base. All right, thin their ranks. Let's do it. And that does work. Oh, there's a golem there. All right, you guys can quickly destroy this golem. So you guys destroyed that monster. So now, if I left click on this monster, yes! Oh, this guy's already there. Oh, these monsters are traveling. Oh, crap. Troops, let's go and attack this guy. You guys attack this guy. Yeah, switch over to the golem. Oh, this game is stressful. Ah! They destroyed my base immediately. Man, and more monsters are spawning. All right, attack this golem. It's very nice to be able to click on the map and select my characters and get these monsters like that. That is super helpful. Look at this. Boom, selected, and targeting that monster right here. All right, you guys got him. Eric, let's help out Eric. Ashkan, let's re-up this monster. Hold on, coach. Okay, you guys are cool. You guys are battling this guy. My troops are nice and condensed. Oh, I feel a little bit safer here. And ready for the next action. All right, there's 2. Let's split you guys up into 2. Let's take you guys, attack this. And let's take you guys and attack that. All right, this monster is just chilling here. I'm gonna gamble. Oh, there's some of you here. Oh, forgot about that base. But you guys are idle. All right, let's intercept him. So you guys, oh my God, more monsters. What to do? I think attack this guy. Now, heal yourself. We need healing. Oh, we gotta invoke healing. Come on. Digit 2, invoke healing. Here comes healing. I'm right-clicking on this monster over here, and my soldiers are coming, which is super helpful. Is he not attacking my bait? Yes, he is. Oh my God. Come on. All right, cool. You guys are finished here. I think we just leave all the bases and come and support here. Well, thank God I'm recalling the troops because this is the final plant monster. And I believe Eric and me, you're going to take care of that duck. And everyone else, all hands on deck. Everyone else. How are you doing here? T9, still working? Let's go. You guys are almost done with that monster? Or are you? Oh my God. Not really. How's this guy doing? Let's invoke health again. Boop. Can I get a... Ah! He bit me. All right. We gotta keep this guy busy. Chrissy? I win! So I would like for everyone to know, see where we have been before. So check this out. This is an early version of Leviathan. Look at us go. Select everyone. And let's move. Here we go. Okay, let's just all attack this basic enemy with a new build. All right, everyone is attacking that monster. We have 3 more here. I should split up my forces. Yeah, I can't join pre-recorded video. Pretty different the way the game looks. And it was only 3 months ago. And all right, Afro, James, and Atto, you are responsible for this cube, purple cube over here. That was Leviathan in its infancy. You're not dead? Sergius lives! Anywho, that was Leviathan. So, a few months ago we were there. Now we are here. A few months from now, where will we be? Who knows? Let's join the second part of the show. If you guys go to the Discord. Hello.
All right, let me get my cam on.
This is all going to be edited out. It's going to be nice and smooth on YouTube.
I don't believe you. I haven't seen YouTube yet. Where's that?
So what do you guys think of the old, lost, what do you call it? Rare footage of, it ages like fine wine.
Nostalgia.
As a newcomer, I honestly, when I first played the game, I rated it like a 3 out of 10, and like that was me being new. I feel kind of bad that I like gave that rating because seeing that 3 months ago, like that's all the devs. You guys gotta like pat yourselves on the back because I think that's like a lot of work, and it's great.
So first of all, Ryan, we didn't tell you the devs what you rated the game. So now you just outed yourself on the stream.
Oh!
We all rated it 9, dude.
Look at that! Wow. Look at that! Ashton is crying now.
Can we put that 5-second clip as its own little YouTube video, please?
That's a highlight reel moment for sure.
Well, someone else can talk now because I want to get out of the hot seat, please.
No, we're gonna soak this moment in.
Ryan just threw himself under the bus in front of the devs.
What do you do?
He's like, yo, so like when I rated the game 3 out of 10, you know, I didn't realize how far you guys came. And like, dude, no, we didn't tell the devs what you rated the game.
Oh my God. Ryan, it was out of 5 though, right? You gave it 3 out of 5, right? It was out of 5. Right?
No, 3 out of 3.
Or yeah,
Three out of three.
3 stars. 3 star.
Yeah.
Just sweating. Wow.
Right.
Okay. Great.
So devs don't cry. This is gonna be very different. So we're not gonna hold any punches. Essentially, I'm gonna hold the role as a facilitator for this conversation. We have here is 3 streamers and I guess 2 players. That would be me and Eddie, Arpad and Dreezy and Ryan are have streamed the game. They have experience from the big screen experience, and then we're playing the game. And we're just going to discuss from our perspective, and we're talking as if we don't know anything more than what we've seen on the stream. So we want to have a conversation that's clean. Eventually, that conversation is going to get really polluted because we have too much knowledge on the inside, and then the format is going to change. But I think it'll be valuable even if we come up with all the ideas that already came, because that seems to be a theme. I think it would be valuable for them to be able to prioritize what features are important to us, and also to get reassurance that those are the right things that they're building. And maybe, who knows, maybe we'll even come up with something new. It hasn't happened yet, but you never know. I wanted to keep it as clean as we're having a conversation. I know we're being watched, just ignore that. Let's try to get this. And at some point, maybe Eddie, actually, you keep an eye on the chat, and at some point we're gonna bring the chat in as well. On the other hand, we in the future, or maybe even right now, we're gonna pull people, members of the audience, to kind of join us, whether it's moderators or other players or so. So it's gonna be a different format every time. We're also gonna bring game devs eventually, but I don't want them here right now at the start, because I don't want them, Ryan, to crush their dreams and have their dreams crushed on on live stream. So who wants to start? And I know who is gonna start talking. So
Well, I mean, I hope it's not me. I hope you didn't-
yes,
I just
I knew it.
I have a couple of pointers from the last stream that I did that I just wanted to kind of go over, me and a few of the mods in the chat.
Right.
So yeah, going off with the one in particular that I kind of want to shed light on is the idle of characters is still driving me crazy. There should be no reason why, when there's an idle player, for me to like search for him. Like, I should know where all my units are at all times. In my opinion, there's 2 ways we can address the situation. Is you guys have a beautiful design at the bottom of it lets you know, it already gives you a counter of how many people are idled. If you can simply just double click on that indicator, and then they would flash on the mini map or maybe highlight on the map, that would be great. Or in general, just if there's a character that's idled for, let's say, more than, I mean, it's a pretty fast-paced game, so I would say more than 15 seconds or 20 seconds, a simple just flash on your screen. Why, that should be, see what I'm saying? That should be flashing. It should be flashing, telling me that it's usable. I would have clicked on it. If it was flashing, I swear, devs, I swear, I'm not saying this. I'm not trying to make excuses because I'm an idiot. Just to give you an indication, so you know, okay, there's someone not doing work. Because at this point, you constantly you need everybody doing a task, or you're gonna end up failing. Like it's every time when I'm playing that game, and the minute I see an idle, I get so mad on the inside. Like, I get mad at myself. Like, I'm a horrible general, you know. So yeah.
All right, let's go in circles. So break the ice, Ryan.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I think I kind of broke the ice initially, but anyways, so yeah, Leviathan. When I played it initially, I thought the concept was great, and I think it's something that needs to be expanded upon. And I do see the overall picture where it needs to be like spread to everyone. And we'll get there. Like, that's something that I'm super confident about. But my initial things that I said that I do remember, it was like no sound. Sometimes there's stragglers, like people, like when you have players coming in, you don't even know where they are sometimes. Yeah, and then also I've been wanting, this is like a little nice feature to have, but I played a lot of StarCraft 2 back then, and I'd like mapping, like key mapping. So if I had groups, I could do like Control-1 to get a group and then have them binded to that key, so then I don't lose them, and then I could just find them. So that would be nice. But they're like little nice to haves. So far, I think the game, like, graphically, it works. It's fine. Gameplay, fine. Just like it just needs to be polished. That's me.
So you stream for like 3 hours on Monday, right?
About 2.5 around there.
Right.
Yeah.
So how did you feel about filling that time?
Yeah, so I played it, and I'm not gonna lie, I was not bored at all. And I think as the game has like since I played it last, it has had improvements, like stability improvements at least. But I also had fun because my viewers were trickling in, and it was really nice to see. Like, it was like a breath of fresh air that like new people were coming in and actually downloading it and trying it. So that was nice. But right now, I feel like the game is being carried not by like the game itself; it's being carried by the streamer and also the people that come in, which I think is like, at the end of the day, like I think it's the most important thing about it. But I would like the game to be able to carry itself too.
Right. So I guess that's what we're trying to get into this, right? Like the essential question is like, you stream 2.5 hours, why not 3? Like what stopped it? So it's like the game is not carrying itself. What is the feeling behind? Forget the individual little issues. What's the feeling that you need?
Yeah, I can
to have more. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Andre, I can address that. I also streamed for 3 hours, and I'll be honest, I kind of, in my mind, I could have gone for more, and I wanted to go for more. I feel like we need, and it's already there, but just an added competitive edge, meaning, like there was the new record. I found myself still wanting to play to try to beat my new record. And Afro mentioned, he said, he told me, listen, once you get to 15 minutes, the big boss comes. It gets much harder, especially if you don't restart the game. The double spawns happen. I know that's because of bug, whatever. But my point is if I could have me and my community be challenged to the point where I want to constantly try to beat my old previous stat, that is a way to get people to come in and grind. As simple as just an indication on screen letting you know, okay, you've made it to this stage, you made it to this stage. You want to constantly level up, just something to kind of keep the motivation going to play and continue. Because I found myself in the 3rd hour, I didn't want to stop because I said to myself, okay, I'm going to end stream when I beat the record, when I get a new record.
So that's Dreezy. Anybody else?
I'm a little tainted because you saw my previously what Leviathan played, and now like every time I'm like, wow, it's a brand new game.
But
because
still, like the same question, like
Yeah.
why wouldn't you stream it for 2 hours? For you.
Because I run out of jokes. I run out of content to stream the game. So playing it over and over again gets a little bit repetitive, and that's why I'm so relieved to have other streamers come in and give a new perspective and new audience members to discover the novelty that I feel like I've kind of lost. I would love to just witness the soldiers battling the monsters and lay back and interact with the chat. And once I've delegated the assignments, like go and like watch. Because when I'm playing, I'm like super stressed, trying to defend the bases, make sure that everyone's occupied. And then you're not looking at the chat. I'm like, how could I be? I'm gonna die if I can look at the chat. So, but that's just me in my perspective. I don't know if Ryan and Dreezy feel the same, and I wouldn't be surprised if they don't. If they like,
yeah,
the busyness.
I actually like the busy. I as a streamer, you kind of want to be involved and play. So, but I'm taking into consideration what you're saying. So there could be maybe climax moments where the general has to, as a streamer, has to focus and be like, okay, this is, maybe 10 minutes before a serious battle or something. They have to like put all their energy into delegating and multitasking and setting all their troops to attack. But then maybe there's like a downtime for the general where he has 3 minutes breather where you can go to the chat. Because at the end of the day, what we're creating, the reason we're creating this is for the streamer to connect with his chat, right? With the community. So maybe he does need that like 3 minutes to talk to chat, like, oh my God, XYZ, I can't believe you're all the way over there. And and he can take away from needing to, because you're absolutely right, Arpad. Like if you take yourself like 1 minute off of the game and you talk to chat, which I did yesterday on my stream, you all of a sudden you look at the minimap and you see 7 spawn points, like 8 enemies, and you're like, I just literally spoke to chat for 1 second. I'm so behind now, and then you're kind of like you're done. You're like, there's no way you can win. So
I hear what you're saying. It's sort of like in RTSs, you spend the time building the base and then attacking, and then building the base and then attacking, or in tower defense games, like there's the round cycle where you lay it out, you watch the enemies come in, then you attack, and you're saying like now it's kind of like even, right? You're constantly being plugged in at the same level, so some ups and downs would be better.
I mean, I agree with that. So right now, I've played the game several times. I've beaten the game several times on time attack, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I hit this block of being just like, okay, what next? The gameplay loop feels too much the same every time.
Yeah, so to add to that, I feel like it would be cool if some of the tasks were kind of to alter your path while playing, meaning, you have to go to a certain tower to get a certain key to access a certain part of the map. And if you can't do that in time, then you have to kind of go somewhere else to access something else because, you didn't do the first thing on time. You know what I mean? Like type of thing.
Yeah.
So kind of to take
Ryan.
you on a, Ryan, your typing is
Yeah,
chaos.
your
It's a-
typing is really hard. Yeah.
To basically take you on a journey, so because right now it's like I remember like there's enemies at the top of the map. I just click drag, I go all the way there, no problem about it. But
Right.
and I'm not really worried because I know, okay, all I need to do is just drag them up there. But if I see enemies now at the top and I know there's 3-4 things I need to do in order to get those enemies there, I'm not slacking off anymore. I'm going to make sure I now do those things to get there, And another thing I wanted to point out, which is really, I feel is important, and this is more or less once we scale this for the future, but I envision, like I said, a streamer with, let's say, 150 or 100 followers in his community, all attacking a main final boss, let's call it Jessica. So there's this huge boss, and there's literally 150 names surrounding this boss. They're all attacking. From the community members' point of view, they're on their phone. They get to see the animation. They're fighting. They're clicking their spells. From the streamer point of view, all we really see is a bunch of names and the enemy itself. Now, if we click on F, we can zoom in further to see the animation. But I want it more in depth, just so visually we can enjoy the battle more, and people that are not playing the game but watching the stream can see it from kind of like a show type of style, you know what I mean? So you just see a bunch of names all bunched into one, and then you see the boss, and then like a health bar. Because what I've noticed in World of Warcraft when I was younger playing in vanilla is just seeing that health bar slowly go down. And I'm talking about these battles used to last, depending on how strong your equipment is, like 30-40 minutes of just literally attacking, healing, attacking, healing, attacking, healing, attacking, healing, is what sucked me in so much to the whole idea of just gaming. It's just you're literally grinding to kill this boss, and then once you finally kill it, if they drop something, oh my god. That's another thing I want to talk about is units dropping tokens or dropping sort of items or dropping something to help you further. Meaning, it would be cool if I pick up an item that instead of when my teammate dies, he goes back to base, he just spawns right there.
I'm going to piggyback off of what you're saying, but like, think about Diablo, think about Warzone, think about like any game. They have green tier drops, blue drops,
Yes.
then purple drops, then orange drops.
Absolutely.
Once you see those like drop on
You
the
get
map,
so excited.
you get so excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like the every
That's what
time.
as a gamer, that's what we live for. You know what I mean?
Yes, and there's like the RNG, so the random like number generator, and people get excited because they're like, "Oh, this game is different because now I'm gonna play it, and when I kill this monster, is it gonna drop a green item, a blue item, a purple item, a orange?" Yeah. And then when your army like is attacking, their attacks can be buffed based on the items that they pick. Even Sensei says tier drops will be dope. I think that's sick. That makes me excited.
Since we're like opening into this little path here, is because usually when you find an item, you get to equip it yourself. But since we are the streamer, we are the general, and everyone's the minions, it'd be cool if the general has the ability and the decision to equip the items on whoever he chooses. And the reason I'm saying this is because when I was playing yesterday, I had a friend Mute playing with me. I saw every time I would send him into a battle on his own, he was very strategic about how he's attacking, because the attacks would happen quick. He would win the battle quick, and sure enough, the proof was in the pudding. He kept on getting the most damage. So obviously, he's choosing strategically when to heal himself, right? So a guy like that, if I saw like a purple item drop, I'd be like, "All right, Mute, you're getting the shoulders of Valhalla or whatever. You deserve it, bro." And then the other, members would be like, "What about me?" And that would create competitiveness within the community.
Yeah, I agree.
And
I agree,
just,
100%.
You know what I mean? Like my boy Eric, the mod. I just give him yellow item. I'll give him green items all day. Just white common items. That's all he gets. No, I'm joking. I know Eric's in the chat for sure. I just want to.
Could I do a quick shout out too? It's just kind of exciting as well. But for anyone that's watching the Twitch channel, Darker for Serenity is in the chat. He's a partnered streamer, but also he is the first partnered streamer he's the first person to ever be partnered live on stage at 2019 TwitchCon. And he's here. Amazing. So that's really cool. That's cool. Dope. James, welcome. That's really cool. Welcome to Stream 6. We're essentially a company that's looking to make an interactive experience on Twitch, and we're going to change the game by developing a game that's made by people for the people, that kind of thing.
I literally wrote to our good friend. I wrote some pointers. This is what I just wrote, just so if anybody kind of feels. I wrote Stream 6 Stream 6, and goes for any streamer that's listening right now and watching. This is what this company is about, okay? Stream 6 is at the forefront of breaking barriers between streamer and community members. Stream 6 is a platform used to further enhance your connection and relationships with your followers through the power of gaming. Stream 6 will be a necessary tool needed for streamers to achieve quick growth in a short period of time. Stream 6 will help you kickstart your streaming career beyond the traditional functions of just chatting, subbing, and gifting donations. That's just to like explain to you what we're doing here. We're literally, yes, it's a video game company, but our priority is connecting the streamer with their community members. So if anybody has any ideas in the chat, feel free to share.
So let's be clear. Like, we haven't paid Drizzy 1 penny for this, and
Dude, I told you guys, I had a dream well before I even met you guys in the company. I had a dream, no joke, that a big streamer had his minions mining for him in the game, and he woke up and he yelled at his community because they slacked off and they didn't produce enough gold for him or enough currency. And then all of a sudden, a friend of mine introduced me to you guys. I'm like, this is insane. You guys are actually building something that I dreamt about. So it's a blessing to be a part of the team, man. And this in itself, I said, it was just so cool, just talking about building a game together. And that's why I'm so happy that it's now on Twitch and that, you know, community members can join up and be a part of it as well. So yeah, I'm gonna shut up. I talk too much.
No, all good, man. These are all really good feedback. So I love all the feedback you guys brought to the table. So generally, every single time, I'm really careful. I'm trying to dig in. When people tell me like an idea, say, hey, we should add this, we should add drops. It's so easy to increase scope. It's so easy to just, hey, the game doesn't feel right. Let me add something. Like, I've felt guilty of this in the past, and I know a lot of people get into that trap, right? So at all times when my goal here is to really dig in and say, okay, you want to add this. Why do you want to add it? Because the why is important, and let the developers deal with how they're going to address the problem rather than you telling them how to address the problem. That being said, I feel like we kind of started there, so it's essentially it feels repetitive because there's not a whole lot of variety, and you guys explore quite a few interesting ideas that I really think is worth talking a little bit about more about these. One thing that you brought, Drizzy, was that you want people to have different maybe roles, so they don't do the same sort of actions. You send them away and they battle, but maybe there's different things that they can do, right? So in a traditional RTS, I guess it would be they man different like towers, or they gather resources, or they build something, or so you can employ different strategy from game to game.
Mm-hmm. Let's think of it this. Let's reverse engineer. As of right now, what is the community member? What does he see visually on his phone? Mm-hmm. He sees wait for a battle scene on his phone, right? The wait for a battle queue, and then a battle. That's what he's seeing right now. There should be a little bit more than that. We're doing it at a simplified rate, which was 5 followers to 10 followers. But once there's going to be like 100 or 300, let's say 300 people in the game, there's going to be so much substance and so much more fun to work with. And I can tell you in this view, from this perspective, let's say you did give that option to people. So, for example, they have the start battle, and then they have the battle, but then all of a sudden something happens in the game, the general made a mistake or whatever, enemies got, and now they have to have a choose. Stay and defend or move out and attack. So now you have 300 users online. They're either going to choose number 1 or number 2. After everyone makes their selection, you have now 300 people that chose 2 different groups. So now you have 2 groups on screen, and then now you could choose whether we decided about to stay at base and protect the base from the enemies that are coming in from the swarms, or move on out and let's get new territory. At least now there's 2 different groups, and now that's more content. You could be like, oh, XYZ, why did you choose to stay? You have all the armor that you got. You should be out. It's like there's just more to it, you know? Right?
To add on to that, as I joined your stream, Drizzy, and I was playing for a bit, and then I had to leave. And I was like, I'm just going to take my phone with me. But it would be nice, because that's going to happen in real life all the time. It would have been nice if I still engaged in the game, but like, let's say I was a warrior, maybe I should go collect something so I'm not super attached to the phone, and just be like a cleric, and I'm going to collect grass, and it's going to give me less point, etc. So if, let's say if I subscribe to Drizzy, and every time he fires up Leviathan, I'm in the game. I don't actually have to be there, but I'm because I'm subscribed, I'm getting points. But once you actually go and join the stream and become a warrior, and you get leveled up and be a more prominent member of his community. So something to think about in that way.
Yeah, so what you're saying, Arpad, it'd be interesting to have an additional role for people that are not necessarily playing live, but they're part of that community and somehow they're representing the game as I don't know, something on the side there, like some sort of dumb NPC, but that does something. Another thing I want to click on. So one thing that Dreezy brought in was battle view. I think that to summarize it, essentially you can see all the battles from the big screen, like you can zoom around, but it would be nice to kind of enter the battle view and actually see what's going on and see cooler animations and be more engaged, and maybe there's more to talk about it. It's more exciting to watch. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I think that's ripe for content, and that could be the lull. Like once you, especially when you attack the Leviathan, once you attack the Leviathan and everyone's engaged, that's the only thing that's really happening on a screen. You'd want to go down to street level and like see the dragon or whatever characters we come up with being battled and stuff. And then even like boring parts, let's say you're collecting things, you could like comment on people's characters, their choices of their avatars, etc., etc., and it would draw the game out. So and then it gives the streamer's mind a little bit of rest, that the battle's coming, but like you'll prepare for it. You'll introduce things in the chat, introduce competitions, introduce like minor tasks that's unique to your own stream, how to personalize it. Like whoever gets MVP gets extra X prize, or whoever gets the highest, whatever program you come up with for your community, between your community and yourself, as expressed in the game. There's a ton of opportunity to individualize each stream, because Dreezy's stream is different than Ryan's and different than my stream. And then when there's battle, you're like, all right, boys, you ready? Let's do this. And then you go to the full screen.
Yeah, so I think like this, again, double clicking, what does the battle view really give us? And to come to the core of the problem, I recognized yesterday, Dreezy, on your stream, I played yesterday, and you had very few people at the stream at some point, very few participants. And surprisingly, I enjoyed the game a lot more, because you were giving me so much attention. You were micromanaging me, sending me to different things, and I felt like that was, okay, you know what? I actually, I meant to come for 10 minutes, and I stuck around for an hour, because it was like, you were making it fun for me. Yeah, like this time around, I was complaining to Arpad on stream that I was battling alone. Like my battle, I think, took like the whole game, because I was a cleric. I couldn't hit at all, but I was healing myself forever. So I was just holding this monster back. I imagine that if one of you would have zoomed in on me, it would have been a great thing to comment on, of how I'm holding back the monster and I'm constantly healing. And it would have been some content to create. And in that sense, it's not a repetitive game, because somebody else would have done differently, or you can divide the troops differently. But there's material to talk about it, and it just makes it so much more interesting. But because you guys don't have that battle view or whatever, it just kind of feels like little dots on the big map, which is a great starting point. But I think that a battle mode where you kind of go the Elden Ring route, where you're like the small guy and you see the giant monster takes the whole screen, you just see the feet. It would be a very different story to talk about. All right, guys, let me switch gears for a little bit. This has been useful for the big screen. Let's just talk a little bit about the player experience. So I assumed, even though you guys were all, you got a chance to stream, you also had the chance to maybe play on the device on somebody else's stream. How was that experience? Same thing. You let's start like raw, the core. You play with the streamer. Why did you quit? Why would you want to play more?
So my first impression when I downloaded the app in my phone, I really enjoyed the introduction to it. The hero, you putting together your hero, the character setup, I should say, choosing armor, choosing however you want your guy to look like, and then going in, having the screen, the starting screen, the wait for battle, and then getting into the battle. I like it a lot. I just feel like, again, I'm going to go back to that in-depth battle of this is all they're going to be seeing on their screen, we need to give them visually the most interaction as possible. The boss has to be super clear when you're attacking it. Every time there's a swipe, the stats need to pop up, which I already see they do. But it needs to be more like just aesthetically more interactive, if that makes any sense.
During the battle.
During the battle, I mean, because that's the only time you're visually seeing anything. Otherwise, if there's no battle, it says wait for battle.
So on,
I have feedback. You want me
please,
to go first?
Please, Arpad, of course.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I mostly played on on the big stream, but I played more often on Dreezy's thing, and I figured out a hack of how to do it because I had to do other tasks as well. So heal and attack, and basically I was double tapping the phone constantly while I was listening to the stream, looking at the chat, etc., etc. I'm always leaning towards doing less in the game, and maybe it's my non-gamer mind, because if you guys are really into the game, but if I'm watching the stream, maybe if I'm a warrior, I'd be like, okay, battle, and then choose the cards accordingly. Like, maybe I don't want to be too involved in constantly looking for the cooldown and pushing the button again, looking for the cooldown, and sometimes I had to leave, etc., and I'm like, come back and I'm dead. So maybe there's a way that I could participate on the phone, but also choose my level of engagement while being on the stream. Because I'm tethered to my phone when I'm watching the stream. So I'm wondering the retention of attention the audience has throughout a 3-hour period. Are they all going to be on the phone all the time tapping buttons? Or can we just take a break and still participate? So that's my sort of feedback, if that makes sense.
Eddie, do you want to chime in on this? Because you've been my player the most. And if you don't, that's fine.
No, I'll talk. It's so intimidating. Like these three guys, like their microphones are so big and mine's so small, and so.
It's I heard it's not not the size, is how you use it. So
I hope so, because like I'm embarrassed. Anyway,
you're gonna give Dreezy more dreams.
I think as a player, my experiences are a couple of things. Sort of, I can see two different things. From the basic player that we have now, I've got chunks of idle and then chunks of playing, as we've sort of discussed. And I would love when I'm idle, as we've talked about before, to have other things to potentially do, or even just a simple, hey coach, put me in, or somebody mentioned in the chat here, Warcraft 2, zug zug, or ready to work, whatever, some sort of little emote to help pop up and give attention to the streamer. And all of that sort of business. On the flip side, if I wanted to be passive, because maybe I want to participate, but I've got other things going on in my life, it'd be pretty cool if there was a button where I just went auto battle and it just plays cards for me from my deck. So I'm still there and I'm participating in the sense, but like I've got to have my phone open, I've got to be part of that, but it can auto battle for me. That might be a fun thing if I need to be a little more passive. On the flip side, though, when I want to be engaged, I've got these lulls. These periods of drama and then these lulls. And sometimes that's good. Sometimes it's slightly frustrating. The frustration comes which I think is more on the streamer side. Like a couple of times Arpad, in his panic, has like clicked on a group and said, fight, fight, fight. And when he clicks it 3 times, one of them might have been clicking off. So I join a fight, I press a card, and I'm out of the fight now again, crap. And it's not intentional, obviously, but maybe because it's a lack of feedback, or maybe because he's clicking too often or something. It'd be good if there was some indication that Arpad knows, okay, player XYZ are off to battle, or have engaged the enemy, or things like that, so that we can avoid these getting pulled out of a fight midway through. Or maybe there should be engagement of like, hey, they're in a fight. Oh, but I need to pull you guys out because the big Leviathan just came. But maybe there ought to be a dialogue box so that he knows that somebody's being pulled out of a fight. So that's a conscious choice versus a mistaken choice. I
feel the mobile experience has a bit of a identity crisis in my opinion. Maybe that's super harsh, but I'll ask for forgiveness from the devs later. This is supposed to be just us. But we have at one point does the game on one side, I'd like to have more meaningful engagement with my streamers. So I'd like to sort of be able to do something that gets your attention or any of your attentions and help the battle in a heroic way. On the other hand, it's not so much the strategic, but it's the very, very meticulous grinding that I gotta do with choosing how every move in the battle, which card I play in every battle. It requires a lot of effort, a lot of clicking, so I'm very, very engaged here. But it doesn't feel so meaningful. And you're doing busy work, but you're not quite impacting the stream or providing a whole lot of value. So it just feels like what is the experience trying to be? Is it trying to be passive and I make few decisions, but they're significant, and I'm influencing the stream in a significant way? Or if it is lots of mini decisions, that's fine as well. But those decisions, like I should be engaged and should be fun, not just like one button click at all times.
Yes.
Few decisions far between, but they're significant. Like it makes sense. On the other hand, is like, okay, here's a mini game that I'm playing, like whatever it is, rock, paper, scissors, but it's very involved and very strategic, and I'm not even quite paying attention to you because it just requires so much of my brain power to play, but it's very addictive. I'm kind of okay with both, and perhaps it's worth pursuing both at different times. But right now we're sitting somewhere in the middle where I'm not making any strategic decision, but it is a continuous repeat.
Loop. It's a loop.
But in both those things, there should be an identity that comes through. Like, here's how I play, and here's how I play, whichever way you make me play.
Exactly. And to address it, what I can think of right off the top of my head, just quickly, just so maybe we could just work with something here in our heads.
No solutions, man.
Is, you know, when you use your phone right now, the more you do certain things, the more they kind of market towards you with the things that you search. If a guy, let's say like Arpad, who's playing and he's constantly choosing attack versus the healing, maybe over time he builds his attack to become stronger versus, you know, let's say me, who I'm constantly always choosing heal anytime I can. So because I'm constantly
Like
choosing
Valheim.
heal, I have now a bonus. My access, when I join the game, I have a stronger heal point now versus all the people around me. So a guy that just started playing, he only heals 17, but I'm healing 35 because I've constantly been putting so much energy and time into that heal button.
I got to tell you, I'm not sure that's not already in. I have no idea, but I'm level 12 and I played on your stream last night and I was hitting 275 healing every single time on team heal. I got to tell you, when that was happening, exactly, you're right. When that was happening, I wanted to play more.
Yeah, because you feel like you're valuable now.
Exactly. My identity was like, oh, I'm a different kind of healer. Like, I'm the best healer. And I actually got, like, record on healing. It was 11,000 points healing or something like that. I felt like, all right, I'm the motherfucking, like, hospital over here.
To discuss the identity of the mobile app, because I think you guys brought up beautiful things. Where should we do slow and impactful or fast and less impact? My opinion, interestingly, Andre, is me mashing the buttons. I still felt like I was involved with the strategy a little bit. My own personal strategy, because I had some, like, you know, cooldown debuff things versus attacks and stuff like that. So I had my own little thing, and it didn't matter what anybody else did. But I don't know what anybody else is doing anyway. So two things, I guess. One, to address that, I've been fooling around with the ranger character to see what the different class was like, and they have lots of elemental attacks, and I can see them doing elemental things because little icons pop up. I don't know what they do, though. I don't know that I'm actually doing anything beyond just making an icon appear on the screen. That's probably just some visual improvement that needs to be created or added in, you know, with future development. So I'm not too stressed about it. On the flip side, when weird attacks happen to me, it would be good to have a timer or some like, oops, you've been frozen or you've been electrocuted, to tell me that as well. That would be nice. Anyway, to come back to this, though, the one thing that I noticed around the identity of the phone or whatever is around consistency. We have a period of time where we're super engaged, frantic, got to do stuff, and then total downtime. And then I'm super engaged, and then total downtime. And that's kind of like a psychological tease. Do I want to get engaged, or do I want to be passive? Well, I don't get to be either. I've got to be both. And I think there's a little bit of a back of the mind frustration that comes from that, of like, oh, I'm in the middle of the fight. Sweet, it's going. Oh, I'm out of the fight now. Okay, now
I think Are you saying it's because to me that would be a good thing? It's like the waves, but you're saying it in a way like it's a bad thing because it's so extreme, right?
Yeah, it's a double-edged
Because
sword because
Right.
it is fun, but
totally doing nothing.
yeah, it could be to the point where it's such a low that you lose the user and he shuts off his phone.
The put me in coach comes after like 3 seconds of idle time, and it's just like I'm not naturally this impatient, but it's because I went from like super frantic to okay, I got nothing to do. So put me in. Why aren't I in the next fight? Why aren't you moving me forward yet? Come on, let's go.
Right.
Earlier, Level Dev also made a comment that resonated with me about mods being sort of a higher tier, and they can make decisions
100%.
that.
The mods are everything to a streamer, and they cannot be on the same level as the regular community members. Absolutely.
Okay.
not.
Right, Eric?
I passed the information to the devs, and this was feedback last week. But I gotta bring it up right now because it's just too cool. Like visually, we gotta give them horses, man.
Yes.
All right.
Right? All right.
Well, that's why I mentioned
ahead,
that where we are 3 months ago with cubes to where we are now to where we're gonna be in 3 months, and like recording these like idea sessions. It'll age like fine wine. I'll cut this video up and then just put our ideas that are being generated here, and then cut scene with the actual implementation in 2025. No one laughed at that joke. Damn it.
15 years from now, when we continue doing this and seeing the edits, eventually all of you will have the same haircut as me and Andre, so it's going to be great. You're all going to age well, like fine wine, you're right, and we're all going to have the same hairdo. I can't wait for you guys to catch up. I can't wait.
Thanks for watching. If you're interested in playing, check out the links in the description. It'll sort you out. Also, our streaming schedule is posted there, and we invite you to come out and be a part of the first game ever to be developed live on stream. We'll see you there.